Hi everyone, welcome back to our podcast. Today we're talking about something you probably see every day on campus, smoking. I'm here with Axel. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Actually, this topic I have a lot of time thinking about, so I have strong mind about this.
Let's start simple.
Yeah.
What's your opinion about people smoking in the campus area?
In campus, it really depends on the campus, man. If you're talking like BSI, for example, Margonda, the campus area is small. People are crowded in there, so it doesn't seems like appropriate to start smoking in the campus area because it's small and crowded. But if you get out of the gate, there's a lot of smoking place there. It's fine for you to smoke there. But when we're talking like campus like Indonesia University, for example, they have large area in there. I think that's fine if you smoke in that area, you know. Yeah.
Okay, I agree with that. I think campus should have a specific smoking area far from the classroom and the canteen.
Yeah.
Uh, so that's a fair point. Do you think the campus rules are strict enough right now about smoking?
In our campus, BSC, I never heard about the rules in smoking in campus area, but we don't really do that, you know. The shit, mahasiswa. The students didn't really smoke in the campus area. They smoke, but outside of the campus area. So I think it's fine for now.
I that's our take on smoking in the campus area. Thanks for sharing your thoughts.
Okay, cut.
So welcome back to the podcast. In this segment, we're talking about something a lot of Indonesians have opinions about: the Indonesian police force. With me today is Axel Putra. So Axel, what's your general idea or impression of Indonesian policemen?
General idea, man, it's tough, man. I mean, they're kind of bastard. We have to agree on that, yeah. A lot of protests happening in Indonesia right now. A lot of policemen deal with the protests not in the very humane way, I should put that. I mean, we see people getting rolled over, getting punched till they died, literally died. It doesn't really give the police force a good face, you know. Yeah. So what about you? What do you think?
Okay. So negative story tends to spread way faster than positive ones. So the
Of
next
course.
question is: do you think that affects how people, especially young people, view the police in general?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, the negativity is so it's so cruel, man. I mean, the social media made it even worse. I mean, maybe there's some good police out there, maybe, but what we see, what the young people see, is not good face for police force, you know. So yeah, that's what I thought.
Have you had any personal experience with police officer, good or bad?
Good or bad? Couple of bad ones and couple of good ones. The bad ones, uh, actually I got pulled over a couple times. You know, it's kind of my fault. It comes down to bribe and all shit. And when I go to protest some cases, I mean I haven't got the beatings of or anything like that, but it just doesn't feel good when people chasing you around with all of their equipment when you have nothing at all, you know. So yeah, that's my story. The good one, I don't know. I don't know, man.
So what do you think needs to improve most in the police institution?
What's to improve? The rules, maybe the recruitment itself the what they thought of the policeman. I don't think the police have good teaching, you know. When they get into the police, they just been an asshole, basically. So, what about you? What do you think?
So, I should ask you a lot, so you must answer me first. Hey everyone, welcome back. This time we're talking about something that honestly makes a lot of us a little anxious. Life after graduation. Joining me today is Axel. Sam here, so let's just get right into it. What's your plan after you graduate from university?
After I graduate from university, yeah, I think for my degree of pursuing in software engineering, I think I have enough project for my resume and all that. So I think I can go straight to work, you know, in some company. I have some target companies actually. I want to be in Google, you know, be a software engineer for them. Yeah, that's basically it.
That's a really practical plan. Do you already have an idea of what kind of company or industry you want to work in Indonesia?
Indonesia specifically, ya. Honestly, I didn't have any target for Indonesia company. You know, I'm settled for anything. But if I have to pick specifically, I rather pick company who based in Depok, like AS, if you know. Maybe some company like that.
Okay. Are you thinking about working for a company or have you ever considered starting your own business?
Starting my own business. To be honest, I have think about that, but I don't think I can go with business right after I graduate. I have to take my experience. I have to get work to see how companies work actually, so I can copy them, you know. And for not cooperative work, maybe I go for agency, you know. I freelance myself to build a website or build a server for other companies, you know. So yeah, that's
But do you have any backup plan in case things don't go as expected right after graduation?
yeah, of course. Gojek.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Staying
it
active.
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do your parents or family have any expectation about what you should do after graduation?
What I should do after graduate. My parents really have believe in me, you know. I don't want to say it's like pressure or something, but I think my parents already certain that I will do well, but I didn't. So yeah, it's not like huge expectation or somewhat, no. But just trust.
What about long-term goals? Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years. 5 years. In 5 years' time, that's time where I start to build my own business. You know, when I already have the experience to do that. So in 5 years' time, I may be still in work, and alongside it, I will have some business going.
So, any advice for other students who are still confused about their future after graduation?
For other people who confused after graduation, no, I don't have, because I didn't have the experience to tell them. You know, it's basically same for me.
Okay, so anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
Maybe for the ones who far from graduating, just do your job, just do your college, your text. Don't miss out on class, you know. I mean, look at you, man. Look at us.
Well said. Thank you so much for sharing your plans and thought with us today. So that's it, guys. Alright, for our final segment, let's get a little personal today. I'm joined by Axel, who's going actually through the exact same situation as me right now, the remedial test. So let's be honest here. Why did you end up taking the remedial test?
Eh, you know, man, I didn't have much time. You know, when I go to the text, the actual test, I rather complete the one who I get challenged for. You know, there's 3 matkul. What the fuck matkul say in English? One that challenged me that I get through it done, and the 2 I don't know. I mean, that's basically it. So it's kinda cram up to the end, and you know what I mean.
Did you feel like that affected your performance a lot?
My performance, actually not at all. Actually, being take remedial tests have improved my performance on the other aspect, not just in the college. I do a lot of things outside of college that's why I didn't get through the actual college and end up taking remedial test. So it's actually improving my
Do you feel like your something has improved since starting any project you did?
yeah. a lot of things improve. I mean, the text for the university sometimes a little bit underwhelming. You know, it doesn't really help me much, and sometimes it's kind of repetitive. And to be honest, my degree of pursuing tend to learn a little bit too much of the aspect. I want to be specialist of one thing, you know. So I did project outside of the campus area to improve on that specific object. So yeah, there's a lot of improvement.
Do you think remedial tests are actually helpful in general, or do you think they are kind of unnecessary?
Unnecessary, in my opinion. But I mean, it had to be there. I didn't go in the matkul for a whole semester basically. I kind of feel a little bit helped by remedial in BSc. I mean, you don't have to redo. You just have to take the remedial test and then that's it.
Any final thoughts before we wrap up this whole podcast series?
No, it's great. The remedial is great. All the topic is great, and yeah, that's basically it.
Okay, so that's it, guys. Thank you to everyone who listened to this podcast series. I'm Galang Putra Pamungkas.
I'm Axel Betrick.
See you next time.
See you next time.